The Energized Show, up the Irish.
Here we go. Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Energized, brought to you by Our Kings Competitions. Ross,
are you intoxicated or something?
Introduce the guest, man.
Today we have the man that broke the internet, not for the first time. It is the one and only. It's the shrub-animal. It is Mr. James Gallagher. James, you are fresh off a trip to Dubai with no fight. Tell us what happened, my man.
Yeah, I'm absolutely devastated, boys. So I am, but it's just how it all happened, how it all unfolded, that the team had made a call that it's not best for me to fight on the night. And this is not like I don't want to be sitting here complaining about ACA, all this here kind of thing. It's just the circumstances, what happened, and the reason why I couldn't fight. Because from the time, all the times of the fight changing and all this here stuff, from the weigh-in day to the press conference, all that stuff, messing me around in some appointments, all that stuff, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? So we roll over into fight day. They tell me I'm on for fight, be at the lobby for like 1 o'clock in the day. That was fine, did all that. So I tell the team, let's come down, be there for like 12:30, a bit early, grab a coffee, do all that kind of thing while just sitting in the lobby. So as I'm chilling there, they ring up to my room where my missus is in the room and start being mad rude to her on the phone. Tell James to get to the lobby, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, James has been gone for like an hour. Like, what do you mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, hang up the phone on her after being like mad rude to her. Come down to me in the lobby. And I'm like, I've been chilling here, like in your sight. You know what I mean? Like where you told me to be here for the bus. So that's all good. Finish the coffees, go and get on the bus to get ready to go and fight. Everything's sweet. So I noticed my like opponent doesn't get on his bus. So we're chilling there and I don't have like a thought about it. Go all the way over, headphones on, ready to go. Get into the venue, so we do, and then go up into like this room where there's like no mats, no nothing, and it's like all the blue corner is in that room, so you couldn't swing a cat in it. So I text like the head, I'm like, listen, I need like mats, blah blah blah. They then tell me that my fight has now moved from 4 fight, which should have been around like 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. that night. So I'm like, all right, sweet, is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm here to fight, it's all good. So text them, is like, sweet, they go back to the hotel, get some food, rest up, and then come back 2 hours before your fight to get warmed up. And I'm like, sweet, well, I need mats in the room to warm up in, and I need an area where I can actually move around in. And they were like, sweet, it'll be sorted, all this here stuff. I was like, sweet, no worries at all. So I go back to the hotel, which is 5 minutes away, sit down, have food with my team, go to have a nap in the room. As I lay down to have a nap, they're going, the fights have now moved faster. You have to get back here now within like 10 minutes to get going and get your hands wrapped and all this stuff. So I'm sitting there full belly after they told me that I wouldn't be on for like another 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like going, all right, fuck it, is what it is. These things happen. I'm here to fight. You got to make a move. Do you know what I mean? So I get straight back up, get sorted, get dressed, make the way, gather up the team, make the way over, go into the change rooms. Still no mats in there with fucking 50 people, I would say, in this little room where you couldn't move around, no nothing. Everybody's wrapping hands, there's chairs around, all this here kind of thing. So I'm like, sweet, wrap the hands, I'm texting, going, listen, is there a place here for mats, blah, 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 or even just a spot where I can move around in? Do you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't looking to fucking have flowers and chocolate there kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? I was just looking for somewhere suitable to get stretched, to get mobilized, to get warmed up and get ready to fight. So this is like 4 fights out. Get the hand wrapped. They're going, yeah, we'll get you somewhere sorted. So 2 fights to go. They come and bring me to this other room, which is like, there's like a bricks there, all like a tile floor. It's freezing. There's like a cooker in the corner. And you can't even move around in it. So it is, I've got all the videos of them. You couldn't even move around in it. So as this is happening, my team are like speaking to him, going, listen, just bring us somewhere. Like, we can go to the hotel room and fucking warm up. If he's want, we wouldn't, nothing like that could happen. They come in and start being like very aggressive in the tone to my team. So then my team are like, what's going on? We're just looking somewhere suitable. We're not looking for anything. We just want to warm up, go and fight and be on our way. So as that's happening, one of the main guys come up and shouts in my teammate's face, like, what's the problem? He's I'm this close. Like this here, insinuating that he was going to fight with one of my teammates. So after that, the team just decided they were messaging to my coach back home as well. And they were like, listen, James, you're not fighting. So they were just like, this is not happening. They've fucked you around all day yesterday. And it cannot happen like this. You know what I mean? Because now they could see that I'm starting to get a bit tense, a bit annoyed. And then because it's not suitable, because I can't warm up. I'm fighting in 2 fights and they're trying to pressure me into like, everything's sweet, just fucking get it done. Do you know, that kind of way? And they were like going, this is not happening. You're a professional fighter. You've been around the block and you're not coming over here to get caught cold and to go out there to fight one of their boys who has a room there to warm up in.
Yeah, it seems like what would you say was worse? Was it the warm up part or the fact that your time's removed all the time? Because obviously that preparation as a professional is key. You know what I mean? Like you said, you know, you went home, you ate, you had a full belly, and then all of a sudden your time's changed. Like that's got to really sort of, you know, affect you mentally, being like, am I going to be able to perform at my best possibility?
100%. But for me, the time kind of thing is what it is. That's how I was thinking about it in the moment, and not trying to like overthink it, because I was still always going to fight. Do you know what I mean? I was in the best shape of my life, been training here in Manchester at Subzone, like ready to go, like prepared to, like, do you know what I mean? Everything was sweet. So I know my fitness, my cardio, everything, my like skill wise, everything was good to go. So I was like, I'm not going to let a time switch up and getting fucked around like this get in the way of jeopardizing that. You know what I mean? So I was thinking then when I was on the way that they told me they would have a warm up area there for me. I was like, I'll just go over, get warmed up, go in there and have the scrap. It'll be all good. But when I got there and it didn't have the warm up area, then also, and I like couldn't even do star jumps in the first room they give me. So it was because there was too many people around. Couldn't like stretch out on the floor, couldn't roll out on a foam roller, no nothing like that. So then 2 fights beforehand, they bring me to a room where I still couldn't do that because it was a tiled floor and I couldn't move around in it because there was like a brick wall. So it was, so after that, then I was like, well, I have all these times things mixed up. I'm sitting here with a big full belly after just eating, and now I can't even move around to get warm. It was like, what? I don't have any advantage, or I don't have any, like, there's no hope for me to make this go smoothly. Do you know what I mean? So the team then decided, once they seen the tension starting to build, once they did that, they were like, listen, James, you're not doing it.
Yeah, look, it sounds like it definitely wasn't a good setup for you or for the other fighters that were on that side of the card in the blue changing room, or the blue corner, as one might say. From watching at home, I was watching the stream, and then Guram fought, and I was like, perfect. I was like, right, James up next, and then like the fight didn't happen, and then they moved on to the main card, and I go, oh, James must be moved to the main card. I was then like going through all the ACA stuff, being like, they haven't mentioned James' fight has moved, and then.
The one thing though, so when my team said we're not doing this and left me, brought me out of the arena and brought me back to the hotel, they did text me and said, well, we'll move you to the co-main event and bring you to a gym which is 10 minutes away to warm up. And then I was going, well, I've asked you this since 2:00 today, so why not tell me that then? I would have got my team, drove myself to that gym, warmed up, got in there, fucking, do you know what I mean? The boys into the car, drive straight into the arena and walk straight out and fight. I was like, why did you not give me these options then? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I've been asked since 2:00. He's had fucking hours to do it. So I feel like I was just trying to be caught cold. But I've looked at ACA and I've been do you know what I mean? Like their past events and stuff. And I don't think this is a good representation of ACA. And I don't think this is how all their events are. And I do feel like they're a more professional show than I experience. So I don't want to be sitting pointing the fingers at ACA. I just think it's one of them situations that I have been in, and I think it was very unfortunate. And I feel like going forward, that if we do work together again, that it will be a lot different.
Yeah, because that's obviously not their first show. I know you previously fought in 971 on like one of their first shows. Like, did any other fighters on the card get their own sort of areas with mats?
I didn't see anybody with mats, but I've seen a couple of fighters with their own rooms where they could move around in, and they were the only fighter before their fight in that room.
Okay. Yeah, so obviously that's going to make a massive difference, and like potentially part of the issue, as you know, there hasn't been an awful lot of MMA shows in Dubai, so maybe, you know, the people who are setting up the event in Dubai aren't as familiar with MMA shows, and maybe there was some oversights from there if they were getting local help on the ground. But I suppose as it got close to that main card and etc., you were asked co-main event, etc. Your trust is going to go in them to fulfill the promises that you'd already asked for.
Well, after that stage, then it's like I'm back at the hotel. I'm being ready to fight 3 times today. You know what I mean? That can't be done as a professional athlete. Do you know what I mean? That's just not how it happens. But I did have a meeting with them the next day. So I did with the president, the vice president of ACA, who are very respectful people who understood what I was saying. So it is, and apologized to it, and I also apologize for them for not fighting. But we were at a mutual understanding of why it was. They reassured me that this is not how ACA is. It was just one of those things that happened, and that we hope that we can book the fight in Russia December 5th. So it is. So this is where we're at, and this is kind of like they're going to show me them how professional that they are, and which I do believe that they are. And this just happened to be a unfortunate event that this was the one that I was on that was like this.
Yeah, and then obviously what you're saying, like, was you're looking for literally the bare minimum. But
they don't need flowers and fucking champagne in my room. Do you know what I mean? That's it. But
they don't need flowers and champagne anymore, James.
Nah, no more. So it is, but I'm just very grateful now that we're at a mutual understanding, and that they understood why I also didn't fight.
Yeah, because also just because obviously you were meant to fight on Thursday the 23rd, and then like once the fight didn't happen, you obviously we didn't hear anything from you, and like everyone was asking myself and Ross like what happened, and then that's why when we were talking to you after, we were like, do you want to let us know what happened? You're like, look, I'll jump on the show.
Yeah.
Like what was the sort of reaction that you got online from not competing on the 23rd?
It's different. People just curious of what happened, and then other people going, "Oh, you're ducking this and you're ducking that," and it's like, I'm not ducking anything. I show up the money perform, and now I'm not even doing all media stuff. And I don't know what I mean. Things have changed. Not being on the main events in Dublin. Now I'm just here to fight, make a living, and be a martial artist. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what I prepared to do. That's what I went there to do, and unfortunately, it wasn't the circumstances. I couldn't do it. My team wouldn't let me do it because it was not suitable to go and fight.
And then one thing that is not something that we see every or that regularly was, we obviously saw your opponent got into the cage and got the microphone and sort of, I don't know, he said you weren't happy with the changing room, so you left. Obviously, the way he phrased it made it sound like you weren't bothered. Does that make a bit more sort of bad blood between you and your opponent, or like how did you feel about him getting in there on the mic?
No, because at the end of the day, I just have to show up here selfish. Do you know what I mean? And that's like, even though I'm speaking, it's like I can't, like, I'm not going to point the finger, no, like, blame him, and he can't say this, and he can think what he wants. But there's stuff that is what it is, and sticking to the facts. And I'm not going to get emotional on how I feel about it, because that's why I haven't said nothing in a few days, because I've been very emotional about it. Do you know what I mean? I've spent thousands on training camp, bringing people over, nutritionists, all this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I was very annoyed because I don't get paid. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of thing. So I was very emotional about it and didn't want to speak. But now that I've calmed down a little bit, I just stick to the facts of what it is and not really give my emotion in. So other people's emotions isn't going to faze me.
Yeah, and look, that's totally fair. And like, I think this goes to show how much you've matured as a man, James, the way you've handled this situation. And also, like I just say, it is a game where you need to be selfish. You have to look after number one first. At the end of the day, the wins and losses really matter on your career. They matter to your sort of star power. They matter to your purse pay. They are really important. And if you're put at a disadvantage, like even without pointing fingers, just if you're not been given the opportunity to go out there to perform at your best abilities, then you have to make that call, and your team has to make that call.
100%, exactly. And that's exactly what happened. But if I come out and start shouting and roaring, saying this is that and this, you're just a little, you know what I mean? I'm not about that. I just want to clear the facts of what happened. It was a team-made decision, and morally it was the right decision. Do you know what I mean? And I just hope that everything can get sorted, put it all to bed, and move forward with my career and get another fight, and hopefully maybe get on ACA in December in Russia. But we'll see what's what.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us just a touch on that Russia. Have you ever thought that your fight career would end up in Russia when you were headlining the 3 Arena? It's a bit of a bad one, isn't it?
It is. So it is, but I'm open to it all. I'm open to it all, and where this journey has brought me into some mad situations, including the one just there in the weekend past. So I'm open to it all, mate, and this is why I keep training, keep the head down, and enjoy the life that it gives me. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully that it will bring me opportunities like that, and hopefully that when I get there, it'll all be smooth sailing and get in there and compete. And win, lose or draw, I just want to have the platform to go in there and show off all the hard work that I've been able to put in over the years and put on the best show that I could put on. And that's win, lose or draw. Do you know what I mean? Because if I go in there and give it my everything, good training camp, whatever, and go in and give it my best, then win, lose or draw, I can't complain about that because I've given my best, and that's all that I'm here to do.
Yeah, James, just before we let you get on with the rest of your day, it was the Friday the 24th was obviously your birthday. How did that go for you?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So I had a good day with my team and family, but we were obviously sitting there not celebrating in the way that we would have liked to. But we had a good time. Went out for dinner, and then I went back to the hotel and buried my head in the pillow for a few hours before I go back out, and everything's all good. You know what I mean? Because it was absolutely heartbreaking, bro, because of the fight. Do you know what I mean? But I still made the best of the day.
Yeah, the party time wasn't moved 3 times, was it?
Nah, bro. I had 3 birthday cakes though. I had 3 birthday cakes delivered to my hotel room. So I'll give them that.
Oh, perfect.
No,
James, well, look. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest there, James, as well? Like, because I feel like you've explained yourself pretty well. Like, as you said, you're here to fight, and you want to get back out in action again before the end of the year.
Yeah, no, that's everything I have to say, and just I want to thank ACA as well for understanding you know what I mean. They understood the way it was. They understood why I didn't fight, and hopefully we can move forward now in negotiations and maybe get back on again. But we'll have to see what's what.
Perfect. Well, James, we'll let you get on with the rest of your day, bud, and thanks very much for your time.
Thanks a million for having me on, boys. I appreciate it.
The Energized Show, up the Irish.
So, Ross, that was James Gallagher. Your favourite Gallagher, Ross?
Yeah, way better than Nolan Lim.
Exactly.
No, look, great to have James on. Great to hear his side of the story. Obviously, he was getting a bit of online abuse, but he's been here before. He knows the sauce. It's not the first time he's faced a bit of backlash. And if he feels him and his team made the right move, then they made the right move. If the warm-up area provided wasn't up to scratch, I know that might sound a bit petty or small to some people, but at the end of the day, he's the one who's going in there to put his body on the line. He's the one who's going in there to try and perform at a peak level. And I think that's sometimes where MMA fans probably lose that bit of, I don't know, respect for the fighters. That, you know, if it was a professional football team and they were told to, you know, train and get ready, you know, at the side of the road and then go in and play in Anfield type of thing, they'd be like, no, that's an absolute joke, not doing that. So why should MMA fighters, just because they get into a cage and fight, train in a cold room with no mats? So I think fair play to him for standing up for himself.
Yeah, no, because as you said, like loads of people were getting onto us, being like, "What happened to James?" And then obviously looking at Twitter, like a lot of people were reporting on it. So it was cool the way James sent us a message, being like, "Here, lads, let's jump on and let's talk about it." Because obviously, like, Ireland's #1, baby.
Yeah, let's go, Ireland, let's go.
Yeah. So if you are new to the show, make sure to like and subscribe, because we are here every week. And also make sure to check out the Energized Show's Instagram page, where we keep you up to date with all the latest Irish combat sports action. Ross, funnily enough, we were planning on doing this show solo, not because it's a bank holiday, but because it's actually 10 years to the month that we started the Energized Show, Ross.
Yeah, it's been some journey. For those of you who are new here, which I'm sure there's a lot of people who have not been here for the entire 10 years. And if you have been there, you're probably sick of us. But myself and Barry actually did like a course in radio production in Today FM to sort of start off our journey. Did our first ever interview in studio. It was pretty cool. That sort of was where we went with it. And then when we decided to sort of set up the YouTube and I think Facebook was our main source then, and on the Instagram page. We didn't really know what we were doing at the time. We were doing football, we were doing rugby, we were doing MMA, and just I feel like for the pair of us, the MMA resonated most with us, as the fighters actually had their stories to tell. They were the most attainable to get on the show, and they were there to promote their own fights. They were there to tell their own stories. We've always tried to provide the platform for that. Like, we've had some massive success with the podcast. A lot of people, especially during COVID, like, set up a podcast, and their podcast lasted about 4 episodes. I couldn't even tell you how many hundred number we're on. Barry probably might be able to tell you, but like, at the end of the day, we've done this. We've got media credentials for some really, really cool events: PFL, Bellator, Cage Warriors, UFC. We've been signed by the UFC. We were signed to UFC Fight Pass for 2 years. We've got some great sponsors on the show. Or Kings is sponsors at the moment. Really, really appreciate them, and I think we're in talks with 1 or 2 others at the moment. So look, the show is going from strength to strength. We just love providing a platform for Irish MMA to do it. And like, myself and Barry are best mates. We're probably on the phone to each other at least once a day, if not twice a day. Most of the time he's giving out to me, but sure, look, that I've spelled something wrong. But look, we love doing the show. We love providing the show for people. We love providing the fighters with platforms. And look, we're both holding down full-time jobs outside this as well. What's called, I've missed some kids at home as well. So like, we really, really do our best to prioritize the show, to make sure the show goes out for the fighters, for the fans, just to make sure that the Irish MMA scene gets the coverage that it deserves, and the fighters get the coverage they deserve. And look, we give all the fighters, give or take, the same amount of coverage once they turn pro, whether they're our biggest fans or they can't stand us. They still get the same promotion, because at the end of the day, we're here to help the sport grow and help the fighters get seen, and let the fans know when their favorite fighters are fighting, where they're fighting, what promotion they're with when they're up next. So look, I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things to do during the week. I love when a fight gets announced, and then you're looking forward to the build of that, and then you get to see the fight play out. And look, we've been really privileged to be in a great position from this, but I suppose it has come down to, like, we've worked really, really hard for it, and I feel we deserve a pass on.
Yeah, well, like, there's stuff like you said there, which I agree with, like, and then obviously, like, deserving it, I think it's just the amount of work you put into anything. Like, something good's going to come from it, like, if you go to the gym, like, yourself now, the way you train jiu-jitsu, you're getting all the belts now, belt collector, like, it's just all the hard work's paying off. And then it comes back to the people, like, know that they're the hub for your weekly up-to-date combat sports action, especially in Ireland, is the Energized Show's Instagram page. And obviously we discuss all the action from the previous week and what's coming up in the next week on the podcast as well. So, like, obviously we appreciate everyone that likes and subscribes as well. We're almost on 20,000 Instagram followers as well. Another thing I definitely want to mention is the fact of the origins of the Irish glasses, Ross. What happened was, obviously, we were, as we always do, we were covering the Irish MMA, and the Irish amateurs were going over to represent Ireland in the World Cup. It was the first time they were ever competing in the IMAF World Cup. And myself and Ross, obviously, were like, how do we sort of put something on that we can be like supportive of the Irish team? So we had the Energized Show glasses on. I think the following week we had like Shauna Bannon on the show, and then she was like, "Where's the glasses?" And then forever after that, we just wore the Energized Show glasses. And now people are like, we're synonymous with the glasses. We go to events, give out the glasses for the winners in the post-fight interviews, and it just made it a bit more fun. Like, I know in the combat sports, it's like some people say it's not a game, but like a lot of interviews are either like very deep or very funny, like with other people, but we try to keep it lighthearted, as you know, we are at the Energized Show. So when we have people on, we like to have a bit of laugh with them, a bit of crack, show a bit of support, and also when anyone sees the glasses, they know exactly who we are. So
yeah, we even had Dana White wearing the glasses this year.
Yeah, I mean, like, the people we had wearing the glasses is actually crazy. Like, from like
Tom Aspinall, who fought this weekend, wore the glasses. Paddy the Baddy, Charles Oliveira, like,
even the Irish scene, we've had like nearly everyone wearing them. Like, I remember Chris
Sean
Field
O'Malley
said,
has a pair.
Chris Field says he was never going to wear them, and then he had them on. We had Graham Boylan in them. It's just but we've had more people wearing them than not wearing them. So it's just whenever anyone meets us, like we always bring the same energy. Like we're here to support. Like no matter if you've a negative record or a positive record, like as long as you're representing Ireland in MMA, we will be there supporting you week in and week out because that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. We really do try our best to support people the entire way, and it does mean a lot to us, and we love it. And you know, it's funny, some people love the glasses, some people hate the glasses, but when we go to events, don't wear the glasses, where we go incognito and people don't recognize us. But then once the glasses go on, people flock to Barry to ask him for a selfie.
He runs me to be like, hold the phone and take a picture of Ross. Ross, 10 years. Like obviously we met in school as well. We were in the same secondary school, and then like we enjoyed just talking about sports in general. And then as Ross said, we did the Today FM radio course together. And look, it's been a crazy ride from like sneaking into events to getting invited to events to being cage side for UFC events. We just cannot wait to see what happens in the future because we're definitely going to be here for at least another 10 more years, Ross. Why not, man?
Absolutely. And if you're looking for a pair of Energized glasses, ask Max Ali. He has more than anyone else.
Exactly, yeah. Ross, like as I said, it's been 10 years since we started this. Like originally it was meant to be sort of a all-around sports page, but then as we got the fighters on, and you realize their stories are more real and less polished, and it's been very, very enjoyable, and we've had so many fighters on. It's just and we just make sure we record every Monday, and we just really, really enjoy doing it. And also you have to make sure to check out, we'll be doing the end of year Energized Show awards on the Energized Show's Instagram page as well. Like I think that's when people get most invested in the page. So yeah, and we're never here to hurt people's feelings. We just put the polls out and people vote. So remember that when you're giving out to Ross for quote unquote rigging it, Ross.
Yeah, of course. And a lot of the time, we just put the nominees forward, and then whoever the people vote for. I know people are giving out saying they're a popularity contest, but like, what would you rather me and Barry just picked, and then we'll be accused of being biased? So at least we put it to the people and let the people choose who's their fighter of the year. Maybe me and Barry will give ours a stronger opinion on who we think deserves to win each award each year, as well, just to spice things up this year. But again, the end of year awards are something that we just love doing because it gives us an opportunity to actually spotlight and highlight fighters, gyms, coaches, whatever it is, and what makes them special each year. So we love doing it. And again, just because one person wins it over another doesn't mean that person didn't have a great year.
Yeah, sure. We've never won any awards, so
no one has ever nominated us for an award, and we've never won one. So look, it is what it is.
Oh, Clan Wars did. Clan Wars did once last year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, media personality of the year.
Where did we come third?
I think we came last, man.
Oh, 4th out of 4.
No, you came last. I came second last.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But no, we want to thank everyone who tunes in all the time and supports us as well, because without you and without people that are involved in the MMA scene, like from the coaches to the teams to the announcers to the refs to the people who set up the cages to the cut teams.
Sounds like you're quoting KSI here.
Jeez, man, I'm like a rapper these days, man. 10 years completely changed, man. Somehow I've gotten less cool in the last 10 years, man. But you've gotten cooler, man. Somehow.
Yes, it's new jacket.
It's the new jacket, man. Very you, man. Very, very you.
Yes, not even more.
So no, it's been very enjoyable, and look, we look forward to seeing what happens in the future. We'll be going to more events. Like the way we were with Akuma, co-promoting ADCC. Like there's more events coming up next year that we're really, really excited for, and more people running the events want us to be more involved as well. It's because like obviously we have a very big platform now, and we like giving that platform to the fighters, and then other people are introduced to these fighters, and whether they like them or dislike them, they could follow them and then follow them on their journeys as well. Like, I mean, it's very exciting times for Irish MMA in general.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. And look, Irish MMA, the next wave of talent looks really, really frighteningly good. So we cannot wait to see it, Basmo.
Yeah. So in saying that, over the weekend, Clan Wars 53 went down in the Crown Plaza Hotel in Belfast, and in the main event, Nate the Great Kelly won the flyweight title by unanimous decision. Ross, 10 years ago, where was Nate the Great Kelly?
I think he was on someone's shoulders asking Dana White for an advance in his pay rise. Look, Nate the Great Kelly, he stuck out the MMA lifestyle. He is competing at the highest amateur level in the country now. Big win against Ricky there at the weekend. And look, he's competing on Bellator, competing on PFL. He whether you love him or hate him or whatever way you feel about him, he makes a lot of noise. He's out there putting himself out there. He's obviously, I think his last run of fights, he showed a lot of improvement. I think he won over, was it Italy or Spain there recently enough?
Yeah, it was abroad anyway.
Yeah, it was abroad. And then he's obviously come and he's won up in Belfast. So it'll be very interesting to see what Nate the Great does next. Obviously, he's very, very young. And I think with that, sort of big following, it's a bit like James Gallagher. People are very, very quick to sort of scoff at his downfall if he does have a blip in the road. But he seems to take it all in his stride. And look, I'm always excited to see when he fights.
Yeah. I think he does embrace the negativity as well. And like, as a fighter, whether people love you or hate you, as long as they care, that's what's most important.
100%.
100%, man. 100%. Even with us, man. People probably tune in more because they hate you.
Yeah.
Ross.
That's me.
The very you, Ross, man. Nah, don't worry, man. They hate me more. Then, Ross, in the co-main event, Andrew Barrett won by decision in his pro debut against Roger Lopez. Some people were saying in the DMs that they thought Roger Lopez won this fight. What did you sort of make of the reaction to Andrew Barrett getting his first pro win?
Yeah, well, look, obviously Andrew Barrett and the Air Grapple guys are going to be really, really happy with that. Obviously, Andrew Barrett hasn't been as active in the cage over the last couple of years as he'd like to be. He was sort of getting stuff in his personal life sorted, and he opened up his own gym and he was trying to set a foundation for himself effectively. And look, obviously him getting off to a winning start in his pro career is massive. Obviously, Roger Lopez's point of view, he was on 4 going into this fight. Like, he really, really needed the win, and he felt he did enough to get the nod on the judges' scorecards. And look, that's always a rough place to be in when you believe you did enough and then didn't get the nod on the night. And obviously moving from 0-4 to 0-5 is a very rough spot for him to be in, because I think we saw on the night he's not the talent of an 0-4 fighter.
No, he's not. Not at all.
He's and I think we had Max Valley on here before saying Roger Lopez is one of those guys who's has a poor record but is a very good talent. So look, I'd happily watch Roger Lopez fight again on the pro scene sooner rather than later, and I hope he does get back out there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, exactly. That fight was also voted as the fight of the night at Clan Wars 53. Also, we have to discuss that Tristan Barnett won by unanimous decision against Peter Halpenny.
Halpenny.
Okay, and Halpenny, and then
no L. He gave out to me.
Halpenny,
yeah.
Okay, Halpenny.
Peter, I just want to say, you better be listening to this, and you better realize I fought for your pronunciation right, because I got slated last week when we called him by the wrong name. I was the L's there, bud. What you want us to do?
Tristan Barnett defeated Peter Halpenny for the Clan Wars Super Welterweight title. In my actual honest opinion, I thought this was the fight of the night, Ross.
Yeah, well, look, Tristan Barnett, I would have said he was probably the underdog going into this, especially seeing Peter be so dominant as of late. Obviously he had that big win over Jamie McCafferty and stuff like that. So, like, it was very interesting to see. And look, Tristan looked great on the feet, great in round 1. Rounds 2 and 3 were a bit closer, but massive win for Tristan. I'd say the biggest win of his amateur career so far. Would you agree?
I would, yeah. No, it was a very good fight. Like, that was great matchmaking. Then I also have to give a shout out to Lucas Piatek that got the round 2 submission victory, and also SPG Nace's Irish Taco got the round 1 submission. Ross, what you making Nathan Chambers? Because SPG Nace are doing great things.
Yeah, look, I'm a big fan of Nathan Taco Chambers. I don't know. I can't but say Taco every time I talk about him. He's he's looking very impressive as of late. He is definitely someone to watch out for on the amateur scene. I feel like when he does eventually move pro, I feel like his skill set uh, is very well matched for that pro game. And look, his grappling skills just look really, really, really good. So I'm definitely excited to see him there. I also want to give a shout out to Down Patrick MMA athlete Chris Boyd, who had a phenomenal win, round 3 TKO. That was very, very impressive as well. And then Gustavo Borges as well, with the unanimous decision. I was impressed with him. Was there anyone else you were impressed with, Pasmo?
Yeah, Hybrid Devils is Saul Ferguson. He got the round 2 TKO victory. And then also SVG Nace's Martinez Jagutis got a round 1 TKO victory as well. Peter Creedy was on to us. He was like, "Did you see that fight?" And we were like, "Yes, we did, bud." And we got it out as well. So, as always, we keep everyone up to date on the Clan Wars fights. And coming up next for Irish Mixed Martial Arts will be Chaos Fighting Championships that goes down on November 15th, which we are very excited to cover as well, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Daniel Thompson is fighting on that card pro. James Slavin fighting on that card pro. There's a few good pro fights on that card. So as it gets closer, we will be giving you more and more information about it, as we always do.
Exactly. Ross, also over the weekend, UFC was back. UFC 321, and in the main event, Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane was stopped by the ref due to a double eye poke. People in the arena started booing Tom Aspinall for not carrying on the fight, Ross. They weren't booing Cyril Gane. What did you make of all this chaos? Because this went viral. This went more viral than Mackenzie Dern's weigh-in videos.
I think this was a bad fight week for Tom Aspinall. I feel like his dad was not doing him any favors, saying that he wants him to go to boxing. He was sort of giving out about press conferences. He said he only has 4 fights left in his deal, and once he is then done, they're going to leave. I just thought, if you think all that, great, but let's not be saying that out loud for the UFC brass to hear. It's just not a good look. At the end of the day, the UFC, I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but they viewed their champions as partners, and they want their partners to be on board with what they're doing, and sort of going against them with so many fights left in their contract is just not going to leave you in a positive place. I think that goes to show where Dana White sort of alluded that Tom Aspinall chose not to fight. So that's sort of the narrative that was given. And with that narrative being given, it made it look like Tom sort of, I don't know whether you want to say he bitched out or not, but look, they were very bad eye pokes. Eye pokes have been an issue in the game for a very, very long time. They need to do something about them, and something about them sooner rather than later. Really, really unfortunate. But again, obviously depending on Tom's eye health, I think it's a great fight to run back at either UFC 322 or UFC 323. Why not Madison Square Garden or Vegas, whichever they deem fit. But I think it could top the bill at either of those 2 events.
Yeah, because Cyril Gane looked good in that one because people thought Tom Aspinall was going to steamroll him.
Yeah, he did look good. But again, like, we only saw 4 minutes of a fight. It's not like, I wouldn't be drawing any conclusions one way or the other over one person. I didn't think either person was dominating the other. I know Tom had a bit of a bloody nose, but seeing him interview after the fight, that his nose didn't seem to really be bothering him too much. So just really, really unfortunate. And then obviously fair play to Mackenzie Dern getting the unanimous decision win. Be interesting to see who she fights next. It could be Wei Li Zhang. If she loses to Valentina Shevchenko, she might drop back down. Or Wei Li Zhang might fight a flyweight and go, Jesus, I don't have to go back down to 115 ever again. We will be watching and waiting to see what happens there. But I think Tatiana Suarez, for me, is a good matchup for Mackenzie Dern next. Obviously, Tatiana Suarez, excellent wrestler. And obviously, Mackenzie Dern's got great jiu-jitsu. So I think that is an interesting stylistic matchup.
No, I think that'd be a good one as well. Then just a few shout outs as well. Umar Nurmagomedov got the decision victory against Mario Bautista, which was a very good fight. Also, Alexander Volkov defeated Jonathan Almeida by the decision. Azmat Murzakinov defeated Alexander Rakic as well and remains undefeated 16-0 at light heavyweight. That's a name you have to keep an eye out on as well. Also, have to give a shout out to Nathaniel Wood, who got the decision victory as well. And then Ross, who got the most viral knockout of the night?
What about Walter Walker with the heel hook? That was pretty impressive as well. That's his fourth heel hook in a row. Like that's unheard of.
Yeah. Then who's the guy? This guy, Quillian Salkilid, got the round 1 KO. That was a spinning heel kick to the head.
Yeah, nice mullah.
Yeah, that was like the knockout of the night, I have to say. Yeah. Ross, so the people tuning in now this weekend, the 1st of November, is going to be Steve Garcia versus David Onama in the main event. Ross, the poll is out as we speak. What do you think the vote is?
Has anyone voted?
Has anyone voted? There has been a good few votes in this, Ross. Give us your.
Jeez, the Energized fans are loyal. Is this like? I'm not trying to be a hater, but is this the worst UFC main event of all time? Two males fighting in it anyway.
It's very, very random fight.
I think Onama will win. Onama's actually always in an absolute barn burner of a fight. I just feel like he has no star power. But
was he scheduled to fight Kiefer?
No, I don't think so. No, that was your man who The Rock gave a house to.
Who was that again?
Garambo? Is that how you say?
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah. Right. At the moment, 60% people think Steve Garcia is going to win. 40% think David Onama is going to win. Love that.
I like Onama. Big fan. I think Onama fought Mason Jones, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that's where you're getting a mistake. Well, let me just check.
Yeah, it's just looking at the card now. It's not the world's greatest card.
Well, I don't think it is with that headliner. It was you were going to expect.
No.
Every
week we put out a poll on a Wednesday saying who's going to be your fight, who's your fight of the night for the UFC event. This one's going to be very tricky. Oh, Temba Garimbo is on this card as well, Ross.
Okay, so maybe that's where you're getting that.
Fighting Jeremiah Wells. Look there.
Oh yeah, so yeah, David Onama lost to Mason Jones in 2021, so it was right.
This card, baby, absolute degenerates. Then also, we have to give a shout out to the one and only Sinead Newline, Ireland's only bare knuckle boxer, also MMA fighter, who got her professional win, first ever win. She was 0-2 going into the fight, is now 1-2. Ross, Sinead Newline, GB Top Team's very own.
Yeah, she looks really, really good. Look, I'll say this about Sinead Newline. I think she has lots of talent. I think she has a very exciting fight style. I think she is someone who her record doesn't speak to her skill level. I think she is someone who could actually go quite far in the program. I think she has a unique arsenal or a set of skills that other people don't have. I think she's great fluidity in her striking. She throws a beautiful low kick. And I think if she really, really hones in on that craft and really, really focuses on that, I think she is someone to watch out for. Also, I know in the past she's like missed weight quite a few times. So she made weight for this fight, which for me is an indicator that she was locked in for this camp, got a win over a very good opponent. And I think if she can remain locked in, keep the momentum going, keep building on that win, I think she is someone who can make a serious name for herself in the women's strawweight division across the UK and Ireland. Yeah,
shout out to Sinead Newline as well, because her opponent had previously just beaten Amy Scully as well from SPG Ireland, who's like one of the hottest prospects Ireland have potentially ever in women's fighting. So that was a huge win. Yeah, do not underestimate that win. Then Ross, this Sunday, as we said, the UFC is back this Saturday, and then on Sunday, Levels Fight League is going down in Holland as Fight Academy Ireland duo Owen MacDonald and Marek Jankowski.
I'll go with that, yeah.
are both competing on the card. Usually Levels Fight League put the cards on live on YouTube, so we'll keep you up to date on that as well. That is on Sunday. So Ross, what a show, man! 10 years of being energized, man.
10 years of being energized. Here's to the next 10. Let's keep it going. If you want to be on the next 10 years journey, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay energized.
The Energized Show, up the Irish. It's the face that runs the place, Chaos Curtis. I want to thank the Irish MMA community so much for getting behind me. You up the Chaos Cartel.